Alright, so before this video even gets started, I need to go ahead and clarify something. This is not the traditional form of retirement. This is essentially a way to where you build up enough passive income to where it now enables you to be able to retire whenever you choose or whenever you please, or if you decide to do so. And in this video, I'm going to explain step by step how you can achieve that, especially if you're in your early to mid 20s. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. Hey man, it's more Chris Lee, aka CEasy, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the lifestyle. Welcome back to another video. So as you guys can tell by the title, we have a very important topic to discuss. That is essentially how to retire at the age of 30 by living off of your investments. And essentially the layout or the breakthrough of this video is going to be very, very simple. We're going to discuss 3 sections, and if you can conquer or achieve these 3 sections, you should be able to achieve this goal, especially if you're in like your early 20s or you're about to get to that stage. That way you can have the maximum amount of time. But even if you're in like your mid 20s, you're in your career field and whatnot, you can still go ahead and lay out this foundation to be able to achieve this goal. Okay, so let me go ahead and just tell you guys what those 3 things are. The first thing we're going to discuss is active income. The second thing we're going to discuss is passive income. And the third and last thing that we're going to discuss is converting your active income into passive income. And the way I'm planning to go through this video is by essentially using myself as an example. For each category, I'm going to be explaining to you guys my plan to go ahead and achieve this. And I feel like by this way, not only am I being transparent, but you can actually get an idea of like how you can go ahead and try to do the same for yourself and whatnot. So if you guys are enjoying this video thus far, smash up that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe because we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And here on the channel, it's like everything business and fashion related. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's get started. Okay. So before I get into the first 2 things, I gotta break something down. So there are literally 2 different forms of retirement. So the first one that I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about is the normal, traditional, the one that we all love, the one that we all hate, the one essentially the 401k. And basically, if you guys don't know how this one works, it's essentially through your job. Each and every single one of your paychecks, they're going to set aside, or they're going to take out a certain amount that it's either, there's like probably like a minimum that you can put, you can increase it if you want to where they're setting aside this money for you each and every single paycheck, each and every single month. You work your 30 plus years and then you go ahead and retire. And then the hopefulness or the plan is that you'll be able to receive this money in your retirement until I guess the end of time or till you no longer exist. You know what I mean? And that's essentially how it's supposed to work. However, in today's day and society, with everything going on, a lot of people are beginning to live longer. And because of this, the amount of money that is available for the people who are using a 401k plan is dwindling pretty fast. And because of that, for the younger people, like I guess you can say for us, there is a chance that by the time we are able to retire, there won't be any money left for us. And because of that, that's how we transition into this new form of retirement, and that is known as the FIRE community, which essentially stands for financially independent, retire early. And essentially this community of people, they tend to take more things onto their own to kind of benefit themselves. So they try to, instead of relying on other people for their future, they try to do their best to just put more of that pressure onto them and to set up various ways that can enable them to retire earlier and make more money passively. So now that I broke that down, we can get straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to touch is active income. And the most important thing that you guys need to be able to do to go ahead and potentially put yourself in a position to be able to retire at 30 is to have multiple income streams. And I know this is a given, but for me, I feel like there's no better way than me trying to lay this out than to go ahead and use myself as an example. Because as of right now, I'm 20 years old. I want to have the possibility or the chance, or I just want to have the option to be able to retire at 30, meaning that I have 10 years to go ahead and achieve this goal. So we're going to touch the very first thing, active income. First thing I said is multiple income streams. So I'm going to take myself for example. Okay, so the first thing that I have, of course, obvious, is YouTube ad revenue. So that's the very first thing. And essentially, I'm going to break this up with things that I currently have and things that I'm implementing. Okay, so the second thing I want to go ahead and touch on to go along with YouTube is going to be brand deals. As my channel grows, you never know, some clothing brands or whatnot might contact me. Let's say I do like a sponsored video or whatnot. So now let's say that's 2 income streams. And the third thing, which I'm working on, but I want to hit a financial milestone, is Patreon. If you guys do not know what Patreon is, it's basically a way to support your content creators, and they can provide like exclusive content. So the way that I want to go ahead and use it, once I hit a $10,000 portfolio, I'm then going to go ahead and make a Patreon, and here I'm going to share my dividend or my stock portfolio spreadsheet so you can see every single stock that I own, and I'll also be able to alert you guys when I buy or sell stocks. So essentially, that is the third way that I will be making money. And the fourth way is, if you guys do not know, I have a brand with my girlfriend. It's called Bourget. Working on that. That is essentially going to be the fourth way I will be making money. And the fifth way that I can think of on the top of my head is whenever I go ahead and do like the merge or the brand for my channel, and I go ahead and have all those exclusive pieces. So these are going to be the 5 ways that I plan on making money, essentially, let's say within like the next few years. This is like my plan on how I'll go ahead and make money various ways. And the importance of having multiple income streams is because if one of these fails, like let's say I don't make that much on my ad revenue, well, I'll have 4 different streams. Or like let's say all of my YouTube related stuff, which will be 2, let's say that's my ad revenue and brand deals, they don't do good this month, well, I still have 3 other ones. So that's the first thing, establishing multiple income streams. And then the second thing is to expand and increase those revenue streams or those streams of income, so to make them like legit like income streams. So like I could say for me, so let's say like our business, right? If we scale the business up, it can be like a real contender in how much that I'm making. Or I can say with my channel, like let's say I post a few videos and they do well, and then that increases my YouTube earnings or revenue. So the second part of this is to, once you establish your income streams, start to build upon them and make them like legit contenders, so where like they're bringing you in a considerable amount of money. Okay, with that being said, we're going to transition into the second thing, which is the passive income. Okay, so for the second thing that we're going to go ahead and discuss, that is passive income. And essentially, for me to go ahead and give you guys various things, if you guys do not know what passive income, in very, very simple terms, passive income is essentially money that you do not have to work for. Money you make in your sleep by investing, quote unquote, like a set amount of money into, it could be stocks, real estate, let's say you're an affiliate marketer, various things like this, to essentially to where you do whatever is asked for you up front, and then you reap the rewards later on. Essentially, that is kind of like what passive income is. You don't actively have to work for that income for the most part. And essentially, if I'm laying out my plan to get to this point, is to build up various portfolios, dividend growth portfolios that are paying me out monthly dividends, to go ahead and build up my passive income so I don't have to go ahead and work for this income. And another thing that I will be implementing to go ahead and increase my passive income is real estate. Because if you guys did not know, real estate is probably one of the most effective ways to build up a legit passive income stream, because essentially the returns with properties after like they're all paid off are usually very high, and on top of that you can leverage the debt and you can do a lot more things in your favor without having to necessarily come out of all of that money yourself. Whereas you can say for like investing, in a sense, you still have to come up with a decent amount. However, you do have compound interest that does do a lot of the work for you. But essentially, these are like 2 pure and legit ways that you can build up a legit passive income stream, to where you won't have to work for your money. Because I feel like we can all agree on one thing, and that is the fact that working for money sucks. And I can guarantee you that a lot of us would much rather go ahead and put our active income into these passive income streams, so we don't have to work as hard. And if anything hits the fan, let's say you lose your job or something doesn't go right, you still have various income streams that you're able to generate off doing nothing, just leaving just a set principle in these investments. And with that being said, we're going to transition into the last thing. That's going to be converting your active income into your passive income. Okay, and for the last step on this list is converting active income to passive income. So okay, the first thing that you gotta do, you gotta go ahead and give yourself a goal. Like, what is like your dream amount that you want to be able to make passively, to where if you were to stop working, you would still be able to live a very, very fruitful life, or the life that you want to? Like, is it conservative, moderate, or do you still want to be able to make enough to where you can still live lavishly? Like, that's the very first thing that you have to like tell yourself or talk to yourself about. Be like, I want to be making X amount per month, okay? And after you do that, the next thing that you need to do is figure out, okay, well, how much do I have to have invested to go ahead and achieve this goal? So if you want to be making, let's say $4,000 per month, let's say you will need a total of, I don't know, let's say $800,000 to achieve that. Okay, that's a lot. You're gonna have to figure out, okay, well, how can I start setting this up? You know, it's like building a house. You gotta put one brick first and the other one on top of it. So you gotta go ahead and progress in these steps. So first, identify how much you want to make, see how much you need to invest, and then go ahead and start acting upon that. Because once you kind of have this direction, then you can go ahead, start putting money towards that and start building it up. So that way, the goal is, and the plan is, come 30, you have saved up, invested enough to where these enable you to go ahead and start applying the bricks to go ahead and achieve this goal. And once you achieve that goal, 'cause the goal is, or like the plan is, to be able to reach this goal by 30, once you enable these things, you will then have the option to go ahead and do this. And it's not that you have to, it's just now you have the possibility to retire because you're generating so much money passively. But first, like I said, you have to go ahead and just determine what the goal will be. Like, how much is like your dream goal to make monthly, to where you feel like you'll still be able to live either a comfortable life, or at least live a, like, you know, a fruitful life, either comfortable or fruitful, whatever you determine. Then you need to kind of determine, okay, well, how much do I need to have invested into stocks, or how much do I need to have invested into a portfolio, like a real estate portfolio, or even like, what do I need to create to where like this patent or this invention or whatever is generating me this much. So you got to figure out how much money you got to go ahead and put into these assets, and then slowly add the brick on brick on brick. Because if you guys can see, this is not like a 1 year, 2 year type thing that I'm aiming for. This is like 5, 10. If you're younger than 20, it could be like 15. Like, just knowing the plan. Because once you're able to build up the active income streams, build up your passive income streams, and then convert at least a good, and I'm saying, like, this is if you really want to hit the goal at a faster rate. Let's say anywhere between 40 to 50% of your active income, you're able to put that into your passive income, which is then making you more money, and then you can use the money that you're generating from your passive income to generate you more through compound interest and whatnot. So essentially, this is essentially how you can retire by 30 and live off of your investments. Ideally, I'm targeting anyone between the ages of like 16 to like 25. I feel like if you're able to stumble across this video, you're in a very, very good, comfortable position to at least be able to get pretty close to that goal. As long as you can go ahead and start enabling things early, then you can kind of have time to kind of work in your favor because of compound interest and whatnot. But anyways, guys, I got a few questions for you. Let me know what your retirement plan is. Are you going to go the traditional route? You're going to go the fire route? And then 2, let me know if you're going to implement some of these strategies that I suggested. And if you guys are new to the channel, first of all, I need you guys to stop to smash that like button. See if we get 100 likes on this video. And if you're new to the channel, I post videos each and every single day. They're going to be business or fashion related content. If you like what you see, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. But anyways, it's your boy Chris Lee, aka CEasy, and I'm out.
I got a lot on my mind. 16 and O and 29. 9. I got AK with the scores and 9.